Welcome to this video on ecology, an important subject for UPSC students. Ecology is defined as a scientific study of the relationship of the living organisms with each other and with their environment. It deals with the ways in which organisms are molded by their environment, how they make use of environmental resources including energy flow and mineral cycling. The history of ecology in India goes back to ancient times. The classical texts of the Vedic period such as the Vedas, the Samhitas, the Brahmans, the Aranyakas contain many references to ecological concepts. The Indian treatise on medicine, the Karaka Samhita, and the surgical text Susrita Samhita contain classification of animals on the basis of habit and habitat, land in terms of nature of the soil, climate and vegetation, and description of plants typical to various localities. Karaka Samhita contains information where air, land, water, and seasons were indispensable for life and that polluted air and water were injurious for health. Let's now look at the components of the environment. The environment has two main parts, abiotic and biotic. Abiotic components are the non-living things such as energy, radiation, temperature, water, etc. Biotic components are the living organisms, such as plants, animals, man, decomposer, etc. In ecology, we study life at different levels. The first level is the individual. An individual organism is an individual living being that has the ability to act or function independently. The second level is the population. Population is a group of organisms usually of the same species, occupying a defined area during a specific time. The third level is the community level. Communities in most instances are named after the dominant plant form, species. A community is not fixed or rigid, communities may be large or small. On the basis of size and degree of relative independence, communities may be divided into two types. Major communities are large-sized, well-organized and relatively independent. They depend only on the sun's energy from outside and are independent of the inputs and outputs from adjacent communities. Example, tropical evergreen forest in the northeast. Minor communities are dependent on neighboring communities and are often called societies. They are secondary aggregations within a major community and are not therefore completely independent units as far as energy and nutrient dynamics are concerned. Example, a mat of lichen on a cow dung pad. The fourth level is the ecosystem. An ecosystem is defined as a structural and functional unit of biosphere consisting of community of living beings and the physical environment, both interacting and exchanging materials between them. It includes plants, trees, animals, fish, birds, microorganisms, water, soil, and people. When an ecosystem is healthy, i.e. sustainable, it means that all the elements live in balance and are capable of reproducing themselves. Now that we understand ecosystems, let's look at their components in detail. Ecosystems have abiotic and biotic components. Abiotic components are the inorganic and non-living parts of the world. It consists of soil, water, air, light energy, etc. It involves a large number of chemicals like oxygen, nitrogen, etc. and physical processes including volcanoes, earthquakes, floods, forest fires, climates, and weather conditions. Abiotic factors are the most important determinants of where and how well an organism exists in its environment. Although these factors interact with each other, one single factor can limit the range of an organism. Abiotic components include several key factors. Energy from the sun is essential for the maintenance of life. Energy determines the distribution of organisms in the environment. Temperature is a critical factor of the environment that greatly influences the survival of organisms. Organisms can tolerate only a certain range of temperature and humidity. Atmosphere is made up of 21% oxygen, 78% nitrogen, 0.038% carbon dioxide and other inert gases, 0.93% argon, neon, etc. Substratum is land covered by soil and a wide variety of microbes, protozoa, fungi, and small animals, invertebrates, thrive in it. Abiotic components also include materials and geographical factors. Materials are of two types: organic compound, proteins, carbohydrates, lipids, and humic substances formed from inorganic compounds upon decomposition, and inorganic compound, carbon, CO2, water, sulfur, nitrates, phosphates, and metal ions essential for organism survival. Latitude strongly influences temperature, creating polar, tropical, and temperate climates which determine different natural biomes. Altitude means as altitude increases, air becomes colder and drier, reducing wildlife abundance. Wildlife distribution varies from sea level to mountain peaks based on these conditions. Biotic components include living organisms comprising plants, animals, and microbes and are classified according to their functional attributes into producers and consumers. Primary producers are autotrophs, self-nourishing, basically green plants, and certain bacteria and algae. They synthesize carbohydrate from simple inorganic raw materials like carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight by the process of photosynthesis for themselves and supply indirectly to other non-producers. In terrestrial ecosystems, producers are basically herbaceous and woody plants, while in aquatic ecosystems, producers are various species of microscopic algae. Consumers are heterotrophs, consumers that cannot produce their own food and depend on organic matter from plants, animals, or both. They are divided into macro consumers, feed on plants, animals, or both, categorized by food sources, herbivores, primary consumers, feed on plants, example, cow, rabbit, secondary consumers feed on primary consumers, example, wolves, tertiary consumers, feed on secondary consumers. Example, lions. Omnivores consume both plants and animals, example, humans. Micro-consumers, decomposers, are bacteria and fungi that break down dead organic matter, releasing nutrients that are recycled by producers. Detritivores like earthworms, nematodes, and arthropods assist in this decomposition process. Having explored ecosystem components, let's see how ecosystems are classified. Ecosystems can be natural ecosystems, divided into terrestrial and aquatic types. Terrestrial ecosystems are land-based ecosystems, with examples like forests, grasslands, deserts. Aquatic ecosystems are water-based ecosystems, with examples like fresh waters, saline waters, marine waters. An ecotone is a junction zone between two or more diverse ecosystems. Example, mangrove forests represent an ecotone between marine and terrestrial ecosystems. Ecotones can be narrow or wide with conditions intermediate to adjacent ecosystems, functioning as a zone of tension. It shows progressive increase in species of incoming community while species of outgoing community decrease simultaneously. Well-developed ecotones contain organisms entirely different from those in adjoining communities. The edge effect means species count and population density often higher in ecotones than in either community. Example, bird density greater in the ecotone between forest and desert. A niche is a description of all the biological, physical, and chemical factors that a species needs to survive, stay healthy, and reproduce. No two species have exactly identical niches. Niche plays an important role in the conservation of organisms. Types of niche include habitat niche, where it lives, food niche, what it eats or decomposes and what species it competes with, reproductive niche, how and when it reproduces, physical and chemical niche, temperature, land shape, land slope, humidity, and other requirements. The fifth level is the biome. Biomes are large terrestrial regions characterized by specific climate, vegetation, fauna, and soil types, primarily defined by temperature and precipitation. The tundra is the northernmost region near polar areas. It is nearly treeless except for southern stunted shrubs. Ground flora includes lichens, mosses, and sedges. Fauna include reindeer, Arctic fox, polar bear, snowy owl, lemming, Arctic hare, and ptarmigan. Reptiles and amphibians are rare. The taiga or boreal forest spans northern Europe, Asia, and North America. It is dominated by coniferous evergreens, spruce, pine. Fauna includes seed-eating birds, hawks, fur-bearing carnivores, mink, elks, puma, Siberian tiger, wolverine, and wolves. The temperate deciduous forest spans central southern Europe, eastern North America, western China, Japan, and New Zealand. It features moderate temperatures, abundant rainfall, and high agricultural productivity. Flora includes beech, oak, maple, and cherry trees with diverse vertebrate and invertebrate fauna. The tropical rainforest is located in equatorial regions with high temperature and rainfall. It covers 7% of Earth's surface yet houses 40% of global plant and animal species. It is characterized by multiple stories of broadleafed evergreen trees. Animal life and epiphytic plants, plants growing harmlessly on other plants, are primarily concentrated in canopy zones. The savanna is a tropical region, most extensive in Africa. It features grasses with scattered trees and fire-resistant thorny shrubs. Fauna includes diverse grazers, antelopes, buffaloes, zebras, elephants, rhinoceros, carnivores, lions, cheetahs, hyenas, mongooses, and rodents. The grassland is in North America, Ukraine. It is temperate with low rainfall, dominated by grasses. Fauna includes herbivores, bison, antelope, cattle, rodents, prairie dog, wolves, and diverse ground-nesting birds. The desert is in continental interiors with low, sporadic rainfall and humidity. It has hot days, cold nights. Flora includes drought-resistant vegetation, cactus, euphorbias, sagebrush. Fauna includes reptiles, mammals, birds. Aquatic systems are not called biomes. The major differences between the various aquatic zones are due to salinity, levels of dissolved nutrients, water temperature, depth of sunlight penetration. Freshwater ecosystems are classified as lotic, moving water, or lentic, still or stagnant water. Marine ecosystems include estuaries. Estuaries are coastal bays, river mouths, and tidal marshes. In estuaries, fresh water from rivers meets ocean water and the two are mixed by action of tides. Estuaries are highly productive as compared to the adjacent river or sea. The sixth level is the biosphere. The biosphere is defined as a part of the Earth where life can exist. It represents a highly integrated and interacting zone comprising of the atmosphere, air, hydrosphere, water, and lithosphere, land. Life in the biosphere is abundant between 200 meters, 660 feet, below the surface of the ocean and about 6,000 meters, 20,000 feet, above sea level. It is absent at extremes of the north and south poles. Living organisms are not uniformly distributed throughout the biosphere. We hope that you have understood the topic. To watch more videos and study effectively, check out the Eduref app and website.